Hello and welcome. It is your Tuesday Thoughts Tarot with Karen. How are you? How are you doing? It's been an interesting few days. I've had a lot of work on, even though it was Easter holidays for many. I happen to be working, and so today is my first day to kind of just reset, let everything settle. I found myself quite tired. I had a shorter day at work yesterday, but even at that, you're still using the same amount of energy and you're still doing the commute, and it does take it out of you. So I find myself today, it's the most beautiful day outside, blue sky, not a cloud, nothing, no chemtrails, no clouds, nothing. And it is just the most gorgeous day. So I got out earlier and managed to soak up a little bit of that, which was lovely. But I do want to do a reading for you. I haven't done a card reading in a while. And I haven't done a channel in ages for you. I am part of a group where I do my own channeling within the group, but I haven't done one for you in a while. So we'll see if I can move forward into the channeling energy as well today, and see what messages want to come forward, both for you but also for me. Now my hair is looking a little bit funny today because I've put in an oil treatment. I found this, one of my friends recommended this oil, which is it's like an oil with rosemary in it, and I've just put it through my hair today, so it's not greasy. It's just in the midst of having this treatment. So I'm the kind of person who washes my hair every day, and I know many of you will say that's not good, because it strips it off its oils, etc., etc. But I find that I just don't feel that I've woken up if I haven't given everything a good clean, including my hair. And I live in the city, and I find that if it's important to wash your hair every day if you're in the city, because there's so much particles and things that, and a lot of it's invisible. Things that might get stuck in your hair or on your skin, so it's important to clean that off. And you don't really notice it, and even I have white windows here, you know, the double glazed windows, whatever, but when you go to clean it, it looks fine, but when you go to clean it, you get this dark black kind of dust from it. And I live fairly near a main road, so that's all the traffic dust, that's all the fumes, that's all the pollution that comes in, and it's so tiny you don't notice it till you actually wipe it off, and then you've got this dark intensity of dirt basically, that you wouldn't have otherwise noticed, and we're breathing that in and we're having it settle on our skin and our hair. So I thought I'd treat my hair a little bit today. I got this new oil, and so it's in my hair. It looks a little greasy, but do you know what? I just thought I don't care. I don't care anymore. How are you all? How are you all doing? What do you do for your hair? How often do you wash your hair? Certainly, I think if you're out in the countryside, you probably wouldn't need to wash it as much. But I do think in the city it's good to wash it. But then you are stripping it of your natural oils. Is there anything you're doing to kind of bring your hair back into balance, bring your skin back into balance? Oh, we've got things jumping out already. So we're going to do a tarot read for you. This one keeps coming forward because I just have a little clip in it just to keep it away from my face, but it never works, does it? So how are you? Tuesday, 7th of April 2026, and I'm going to pull some cards from the tarot and give you a message. This is one of my paintings behind. It's an oil painting. It almost looks like there's orbs in it, doesn't it? It almost looks like there's orbs going all the way up. It's called Found, and it is very much movement with the energy of the universe, and how something can be created, something physical can be created out of energy. That was kind of what was coming through from it, although some people thought it looks like a kiwi. I hope you're well. I am late with my April newsletter. It's pretty much written, but I just have to go through it and edit it and pull some bits from it. So if you're waiting on the newsletter, it is coming through, and very much April is arty month. So if you're interested in art, if you're interested in art readings, have a look out for your April newsletter, which will, I'm sure, be coming into your inboxes, if not tonight, Sometimes it's not a good idea to send it during the night because you might not catch it. It might go to junk. You might not see it. I might send it in the morning. I'm going to take those two and I'll look at the back. So it is coming. It is coming. So apologies for the delay. So on the back we have the Four of Pentacles. So Four of Pentacles is someone who's holding on to their money. So you may feel that you've earned a certain amount of money and you're happy with that. It's like blur in that camera, isn't there? Bear with me. I think that might be a little bit better. So you've got a certain amount of money, but you kind of want to hold on to it. So you've achieved a certain amount. This is usually work as well. So you may have been working for this money. This can be miserly. So maybe you're holding on to money a little bit too much. And you need to just be a bit more relaxed about it. And, you know, you've managed to earn this. Money will come in and go out. That is the nature of it and the nature of life and the nature of us existing on this planet. It's how we trade things, but there's a reluctance to let go of any of it. So it's kind of saying, like, don't be miserly, spend a little on yourself as well. But also, if you've had a tough time gaining that little bit, you kind of might feel, I don't want to let it go, I want to hold on to it, I'm afraid to let it go. But sometimes if you circle it out and back again, it doubles. So you might get more back if you spend a little. There can be a sense of people asking you for money and that you might need to just hold on to your own money, because people can borrow money and maybe not pay it back, or people can ask for too much. And this is you kind of feeling like, I'm not ready to give. I don't want to overgive. Perhaps you've given already, and then part of you is like, I can't keep giving. This person can't keep coming to me for money. So that's the underlying energy. So shall we say it's more to do with you have a certain amount of wealth, but you're reluctant and you're holding on tight to it. But if you hold on too tight to money, it can't grow. So it might be something about that coming through in your read today. So we've got quite a few cards, so let's go through them one by one and see how they match up. Just looking at them as a group, I would say so there's some sort of new beginning here. There's some sort of new beginning in business. There is a something beginning with money or study. We begin with the Three of Pentacles, which often it's work. It's often starting something, but you haven't completed it. So this is the 3 before the 4. So this is you making the money before you hold on to it. So you are in the process of making money. This isn't complete. It can often mean working in a company with, you know, lots of people. So there can be an office block with lots of people, or a hospital with lots of people. So it's the working environment. And it looks like there's a bit of scaffolding in the background there. He is almost like the carpenter or the builder. So he's creating something and building it. But there's a little bit of scaffolding in the background. So it's telling us that it's not finished. So whatever you're working on, it hasn't come to completion. And that makes sense. Your 3 hasn't got to the 4 yet. So we're building. We are creating, we're working, we're in communication with people who have ideas on how things should look, who have ideas of what's the next plan, what's the next process, the architects of what you're creating in a sense. And there's maybe a bit of discussion and a bit of further work. You know, he's got the hammer here, so there's more to do. So perhaps there's something, and it could be 3 people coming together to build a business. It could be 3 investors. It could be you and 2 investors. So there's some sort of business element that's coming together, that's being built, that's not finished yet. The ideas are there and the creativity is there, and you've all done a little bit of work towards it, and there's still discussion, there's still something happening. Next up, we have the 6 of Cups, which often means like a love romance, a romantic element, soulmate element, this kind of first love energy. But basically it's about love, it's about romance, it's about that delicacy that comes when someone offers you flowers or takes you on a date. It can mean nostalgia, so looking back at the past, of what you thought worked, perhaps looking back at where you're from, looking back at where you grew up. There is a wishing well here in the background. This came up last time as well, wishing well in the background. So perhaps you're about to take a wish on something that you are passionate about, that you have a lot of love for, and it's something you've been wanting to do for a long time. The nostalgia comes in because it's something that's been in your mind a very long time, and it probably grew roots when you were young, when you were growing up. You had these ideas, and it's about bringing that together, bringing that heart-centered business together, whether it means moving back to where you once lived. That is a possibility as well, or that this person from where you once lived is coming into your life in a way to bring love and passion back into your life. Now, this person could be a Leo, so this is a lion, but it signifies your inner strength. It signifies that you have a great deal of strength, and you've had to dig deep for quite a while, and you've managed to tame this lion. You've managed to hold its jaws open with your grace. You've not had to use force or violence in any sense. She is beautiful and graceful, and she's holding his jaws open. So there's that confidence in knowing yourself, that's self-esteem. So there's certainly you're building something. There's something to do with your work, there's something to do with home, where you grew up, that nostalgia, but also not looking at things with rose-tinted glasses, because we can maybe be in a position at work where there's a lot of discussions going on, and maybe things aren't going completely our way, and we're feeling a bit stuck and we need more guidance. And then we'd look back to the past and think, oh, if that had just worked out, or if that had gone okay, then everything would have been fine. And you have this rose-tinted glasses of something in the past, and that's the nostalgia. Maybe it wouldn't have been as good. And then you have the strength. Through this time, you have built great strength. Through this time, you've built your confidence, and you are strong, and you are brave, and you're able to subdue this lion. So whatever big thing comes to you in your life, you are actually able to manage it. You're able to deal with it. It takes guts, it takes courage, but you have that. You are able to do that. And then we have the Empress, which can be mother-in-law. It can be Mother Earth. And it's often just a fertile card. It's a card of reward, a card of harvest. So there's an energy of your harvest coming in. There's an energy of you getting your just rewards. So if you have been building something, but still it's not finalized, and whatever is finalized, there's always something new, there's always something growing, there's always some element. And you've been pursuing this for quite a long time, and then comparing it to others, and maybe comparing it to how it could have been, or going off into that nostalgic kind of energy. But what you've learned is you've learned a great deal of strength, and you've learned that you can reap the rewards now. Through all of that, you've created this strength, you've created this confidence. It's only through doing the work. So you might qualify as something at one point, but it's only through years and years of practice and experience that you then build confidence in something. So you have to kind of do it, and not necessarily fail, but do it and realize the things that you could do better, the things that, I missed that time, and now I know to ask that kind of question, now I know what it means, now I know to trust what's coming in, so I can ask the person, so it helps them release something. So that's what you've gained over this time, and it's bringing you to this cornucopia. It's bringing you to this period of, that the fruits are late in here. So there's lots of fruits, there's lots of flowers, there's lots of harvest. So it's a fertile card. It's sometimes known as sort of pregnancy card. But in that, what it's saying is you're in this fertile period. You're in this fertile period of gaining your rewards. You've put in a lot of work, and now you're gaining your rewards. There is a waterfall in the background, and so it signifies keep watering your plants, and literally keep watering your plants, but also keep watering that inner seed within you. Keep tending to it. The water and the focus of the water, which is our love, which is our hydration. And I definitely feel a little bit dehydrated the last couple of days, and I know it's because I've not drunk enough water. So it could be simply saying drink water to stay in the Empress energy. You must water the plant, you must water yourself, but also for plants to grow they need water, they need to be fed water and sunlight. So you've got the water and the sunlight from the strength. So that's in order for your dreams to grow, you have to have them in the right conditions. And then we have the Two of Cups, and Two of Cups again is this relationship. So there is some hint at relationship here, some hint at someone coming in to ask you out on a date, someone coming in to offer you a cup of love. Now, if you are already in a relationship or marriage, it just means that suddenly you might sort of be a bit more active within the relationship, or you might want to do things together. We're in Aries season. Aries is the do. So this is about taking action. So you might take action on asking someone out. You might take action on going out for dates. You might take action on expressing love. He is offering his cup and he's taking hers. So there is also with the Two of Cups. No, that's the Lovers. The Lovers is a choice. Two of Cups is like soulmate, is relationship, it's balanced, it's romantic, it's date night, it's holding hands. So we went from the Six of Cups to thinking back to maybe what was, what could have been, maybe what we left behind. And we carried on, we built our strength. We went through this period of the Empress energy. So we've transitioned into this period of Empress, and then we find romance comes in. We find if we tend to ourselves, if we look after ourselves, and I'm seeing that as self-care as well. If you look after yourself, if you treat yourself with love, if you nurture yourself, so we're talking about oiling the hair, we're talking about moisturizing the skin, we're talking about hydrating the body, self-care, meditation, stillness, rest when you need to, have a nap, paint, sit with a painting, absorb the colors, absorb the energy. Paintings are alive, they give off information. So all of that kind of thing is nurturing to the self. And then you will grow and blossom and be able and feel free to go out and to meet someone and receive somebody's cup. But then we have the Page of Pentacles, and we're kind of starting again. We're coming right round, and you can see the hair here, so that's very much springtime. So we're actually, kids outside, sorry. If you can hear screaming, they're just out playing. This all the time. It's never quiet. It's never quiet in the city. If it's not one thing, it's another. So you're sowing the seeds. So this is giving you new foundation. So you're building some sort of new foundation. You're planting new seeds. You're planting new seeds so you can then watch them grow and watch them become something. It's often a new study. It's often something that you've done, you've studied, that suddenly starts to bear fruit in springtime. You start to see the shoots. Everything that you've worked for, you've had to dig the troughs in these fields. You've had to sow the seed. You have to make sure it got sunlight, make sure it got water. You put in hours in making sure the drills are all in the right way and the seeds are all spread out, and you've given it the fertilizer and you've given it whatever it needs, and you've tended to it in that sense. So you've had to work at it. And then you're able to claim the prize, the money from it. But also this is your business, this is your study or your business, something you're growing. Or if you're interested in doing some sort of workshop or new course, this is a sign of that as well. This is a sign of a new study, or it could be a new job as well. You've planted a lot of seeds, you've sown seeds out there, and we talked about that earlier, isn't it? That you've gone from the Three of Pentacles, discussing something, building something, the treasure isn't seen just yet, so you're revealing something, you're working on something, it's not complete. And so you go through these stages of nostalgia, looking back at the past. What can you learn from it? You go through your strength, your confidence that you've built over time. You're receiving, you're starting to draw that reward in. You've learnt about manifesting, you've learnt about changing your energy. You're starting to move into your Empress era. and you're happy to share that with someone, you're happy to come together, sharing that with love, with openness, it's making you more open to the world because you feel that you've come through something and this is who you are. So this is the person that he was meant to meet. He couldn't meet you beforehand because you weren't this person. You had other experiences, and through every life experience, you develop, you become, you evolve. Hopefully you evolve. Hopefully you don't stay the same. It's sometimes people say, oh yeah, never change, but never change isn't good. Life is here so we change. Life is here so we evolve. Life is here so we can become. That's why you're given life on earth. So you can go from this seed to this plant. And then even when we have this beautiful plant, we have to prune it. We have to cut away so we can give more strength to the plant. So we have to cut away elements in our life to give us succor and strength. And that builds us, that makes us stronger. That means we use the elements of the sun and the water better, because we're not feeding these long streams of leaves and vines. We haven't let it go wide. We're actually cutting it down so we focus, we concentrate the energy. And in that sense, we're becoming more. We're holding more. We might feel that we're not expansive, but we've had to cut a lot of the debris away. We've had to cut some people away. We've had to cut work away, jobs, friendships, so we could harness our energy, so we could come back to ourselves. And now we are much more in command of who we are. We're much more the person who is now ready to meet this person and who is in this process of this new business, this new study, this seeing how the effort that they put in has caused their seedlings to grow. Okay, so let's do a goddess card. Okay, that one came out quite quickly. These are the Goddess Guidance Oracle cards by Doreen Virtue. And it is Kuan Yin. And she is the goddess of compassion. And it says, release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is with everyone. That is within everyone. So there's a sense in here that everybody is of God, everyone is of source, everyone is of the light. And we do judge and we do come to conclusions very quickly, and we do look down upon certain people. And often that's not because we're looking down on them. Often it's because their energy feels uncomfortable and we just make a quick decision or a judgment. I don't want to be near that energy. And we have to listen to that. We have to listen to that inner guidance because it's also protective. So often it's not judgment in a sense. You might have great compassion for this person, but you're making judgments on a scenario. So that's a different system. That's a different setup. You're protecting yourself. Your intuition is teaching you. But what Kuan Yin is telling us is release the judgment on yourself. So maybe you had to pull yourself out in a different direction. You had to move yourself in a different way. You had to cut what was around you because it wasn't healthy, it wasn't helping. You had to kind of, you were leaking energy out, so you had to concentrate the energy, like a juice, the concentrated juice, and then you put in the water to dilute it. It gets diluted as it spreads out, and as the more people you mix with and the more ideas that you share, everything gets diluted. So you wanted to keep it concentrated. So don't have judgment on yourself for that. That was an important part of this concentration, this focus, this steadiness, this dedication to the work. That was important. So don't have judgments on yourself and don't have judgments on others. Protect yourself. Often in the city, you have to make instant decisions about people who are coming in your direction. And you're not judging them, but you're listening to what you need to do to move out of a situation, let's say. Well, common sense, they called it back in the day, street knowledge, that type of thing, intuition. But you're not judging that person. Often when I see someone who, let's say, may have unfavorable traits or unfavorable mental capacity or unfavorable situation in some way, I send them blessing. I don't need to be next to them and become their friend, but I can offer blessing from a distance. I'm not judging them from how they got there, where they got there. Life is difficult. It gives us all kinds of difficult situations, and maybe they're there to help me tap into this compassion. So compassion is not saving someone. Compassion is seeing someone's situation. I have to be okay with them in that situation. I can send them love and healings and blessings, but I do not get drawn in to be the savior of that person. So compassion is loving from a distance almost. It's recognizing that a person is in a situation. It is having like the empathy for this person, but it is not feeling that you need to offer up your life for that person. Compassion is able to see and not judge and send a blessing, as opposed to feeling completely guilty, which sometimes I feel, completely guilty, and then it ruins the rest of my day and I feel so sad for someone, and I have that over empathetic nature. So release judgments about yourself and others and focus on the love and light that is with everyone. And that's it too. Often it is said that if we look on people and think that they're in a terrible situation, what we're doing is we're not seeing that they have the same light within them that we have, and that they have this light which can grow, and they have the wherewithal, if they can just find it, they have the wherewithal within to make change. And I know that's easy to say because often there are more complicated issues with regards to different people. But nevertheless, the light is within them because they are here, they are human, they're on the planet. So it is there. Let's see what Kuan Yin has to say to us. Does that make sense to anyone? Does that ring a bell for anyone? Certainly in the city you see a lot of different people, different circumstances, and it can be very tough to see that. But it's also teaching us something, teaching us compassion. Open your hearts, Gentleness is the strength behind true power, and it comes from feeding yourself with nourishing words, thoughts, deeds, intentions, and all forms of food. Shield yourself from harshness by placing an intention to attract only kind and gentle life lessons and relationships. Transform harshness into gentleness by refusing to see anything but the shining light that is within each person and situation. This intention begins with your relationship with yourself. Be very gentle with yourself in all ways. Be happy, be kind, be sweet. But most of all, be true to you. Release the guilt and shame to heaven for healing and transmutation. So any guilt and shame you're carrying, release it to heaven. Keep your thoughts about yourself and others positive. So you can look at someone and think they're in dire straits, but if you're sending that signal, you're adding to it. So turn it round and see it like that they have this egg inside that is glowing white. It's about looking at something differently. It's about thoughts about another, keeping them positive. Avoid gossip or bad mouthing of yourself or others. Forgive yourself or another. Don't be so hard on yourself or others. Release perfectionist tendencies. That's very important for the artist. Release perfectionist tendencies. And it's very hard, sometimes I feel this too, to get things wrong and to feel you got it wrong, but we all get things wrong. We all do. And it's part of our learning. Like I said, It's the greatest businessmen will say they failed 20 times before they built 3 extraordinary businesses. It's like you have to learn through your lessons. You have to learn when things go wrong. That's when you learn. That's when you dig deep. That's when you gain that power. And it is that power and strength that you gain, but it is with gentleness, like Kuan Yin is coming in. This gentle, non-judgment, this loving energy, but to yourself and others. And that's why I'm saying as well, the Empress energy, loving and self-care, very much self-care. So whatever you think you've done wrong, forgive yourself. If you're carrying a burden, forgive yourself. If you've made a mistake, everyone has, forgive yourself. But know that all of that is coming into this compassionate nature, opening you up on a different level. You release that to the heavens so that your light, your egg, the glowing egg within inside you can shine. Okay, I think I want to go to Mother Mary now, because there's a lot of goddess energy here. We have the Empress, we have the Strength card, who is basically a goddess fighting the lion. We have the Six of Cups, that love, that true love. It's often called true love. Half of these are turned the wrong way around. And we have Kuan Yin. So there's a lot of goddess energy. So I'm just going to go to the Mother Mary deck and see, there's quite a few turned over, what Mother Mary wants to tell us about this, because she's usually on point. The meanings in the book are very long, so I will go through as much as I think is relevant to this. But can we have one card? We can. Thank you. As quick as you ask in your head, you don't have to say it out loud. It's here, and it is Our Lady of Becoming. Couldn't be more perfect. It's number 3. It's a magic number 369, and I love these. Aren't they beautiful? Look at that image. Stunning image. So let's see what Mother Mary is trying to get through to us. Something new is happening. So she says, my beloved child, you are a divine flower preparing to bloom. You belong in the divine garden, and you will blossom into radiance. I have decided it, and it will be so. You shall thrive and be nourished into life. Your uniqueness and beauty shall not be hidden from the world, obscured by veils of fear and shame. I am the holy hand unveiling your secret light, that it may pour forth the grace that heals the world. This is your destiny, and it will be. The main body of the information is you may have a sense that deep within you there's much more than what appears to be on the surface, so much more than what others can see. Even if you consider yourself an open book, so to speak, you may sense that within there is something more to you yet to be. It may be a role that you are yet to fulfill. It might even be a feeling that you're meant to live or work in a different country. It may be that you sense you are to meet your soul tribe in the flesh in this lifetime. It might be that you sense held within you a version of yourself that is more confident, expressive, honest, without shame, as Kuan Yin said, and lovingly accepting and wise, Kuan Yin energy. This oracle comes to you with a message of grace and divine blessing from Mother Mary. That which you sense within, that unfolding destiny of which you dream, will be. Yes, beloved, it is time to believe, to act with a sense of inevitability rather than hopeful fantasy. This is not a time to hold back and compromise on what is possible, but to surrender to how to the divine. Surrender the how to the divine. Mother, oh my God. To surrender the how to the Divine Mother and allow her to assist you in becoming what you are deep within. That's all very hard for me, for my perfectionist tendencies, but I hope you allow me grace with that and do not judge. No matter whether you're feeling that this becoming is spiritual or mundane, anything that fulfills your heart is important for your own soul destiny. Mother Mary, to support you more easily into becoming into your fullness, you're going to have to trust yourself. Sometimes even above the messages or opinions of your loved ones, well-meaning as they well be. This doesn't mean that you cannot seek advice or get help. On the contrary, the mother will often nudge you towards those who can assist you. But you will know when another is helping you find your own light or attempting to have you follow their light instead. In the latter, you are perhaps learning a valuable lesson, but in time you must come back to your own inner light, for no one else can be the unique expression of the divine that you are. No one can live your destiny for you. You have a role and a purpose upon this earth that cannot be replaced. We must all become what we are, as fully and completely as our heart can dare. Mother Mary asks that we call upon her to become all that we are through her grace and guidance. This oracle comes to you at a time where you may be uncertain of your future, about what's happening within you, or even whether or not anything is happening at all. You are asked to surrender your concerns into Mother Mary's care and to take a step, any step that feels right for you. It might be enrolling in a class we had new study, if it feels right for you. It might be doing yoga practice. Your step may be to say yes to a social event. That's like the Two of Cups, building that Empress energy and thinking, now I can go out, now I can go on a date. To purchase and read a book that has been drawing your interest. Learning, reading, expanding your mind. Becoming requires energy. We do not have to throw ourselves mercilessly into endless activity or become anxious that we must do something even whilst we do not exactly know what we are supposed to be doing. Those approaches would discharge our energy rather than build it, and that's what I said, leaking the energy, too much going out. We want to prune, we want to concentrate the energy. Those approaches would discharge our energy rather than build it. Instead, we can take steps that feel loving one day at a time. Trust our inner nudges, knowing that they are the loving prompts of the Divine Mother herself, as she nurtures us into the fullness of being. Beautiful. So, you are moving, you are going to live this out, this truth, this desire, this achievement, this dream that you're moving towards is happening. And she's asking you to believe it's inevitable. It's not some fantasy, some wish. Oh, it's a wish coming true. It is your wish being granted. The wishing well in the background, you throw in your coin with absolute trust and faith that this will come through, that this will happen for you. And Kuan Yin comes in, don't judge what went wrong. This is all building you. Our Lady of Becoming is saying that you are blossoming, you're about to become, you're about to blossom. Take the steps, and it doesn't have to be massive action. It can just be that little step. It can just be listening to a tarot read, maybe a couple of times to let it sink in. You know, you listen to it once, you know, oh yeah, I got the gist of it. Listen to it again, because something else may click in 2 days' time. Listen to it again, something else may click in 1 week. I try and do them weekly, so certainly for the week you could listen to this quite a few times and something will drop in, because maybe in 2 days' time you'll have bought a new book. Maybe in 2 days' time someone will have given you some information. Maybe you'll receive a text message that suddenly opens up a new pathway and you're thinking, oh my goodness, that came up. Let me go back and see what that said. And Mother Mary's also saying, you know, you have come through life. You are at this stage of life, wherever that is. And no matter where it is, you've all had lessons. Even if you're young, you've had lessons, you've had experiences, you've had situations where You wished it gone a certain way. Maybe it has, maybe it didn't. You wish it said something, maybe you didn't. You think about all these things afterwards, and then you think, oh, why didn't I make more of that? Why didn't I do that? But it's all of that comes together and helps you blossom. And she's saying that that's exactly who you were meant to be. You're meant to go through all of that. You're meant to go through those dissolving of friendships and relationships, the dissolving of your old self, the renewal every year, this bringing forward this strength and this self-esteem. It had to be built. This time to reap that reward. We've got the Empress here as well, and that is all about them blossoming. That reward, cornucopia of everything you wish for is coming, is being handed to you. In a sense, the Two of Cups, life is handing you exactly what you want. And it's all about this seed to this plant, this growth. And here we are in spring. It is the perfect time to use that analogy of the seeds that are through the winter within the earth, and they're growing and they're pushing forward, and then with all this new light and the sunshine, they break through, the shoots break through, and then they begin to flower. They begin to flower and blossom. They begin to grow, and eventually will release their own seeds to bring the cycle full cycle. But as they're flowering, as they're becoming, have compassion for yourself, because it's a long road with no turn, they say. So everybody's doing the best that they can with the knowledge that they have at that time. And the idea is that we improve. The idea is that we get better. We can't have it all perfect. And that's why Kuan Yin was coming in with that perfectionist as well. This is hard for the perfectionist energy, or someone who's grown up to be expected to be perfect. When you're expected to be perfect all of the time, it's a massive heavy weight to carry. It's a huge weight to carry. So have your compassion for yourself in that as well, because you're carrying the weight of other people's opinions and ideas and viewpoints and assumptions. So that's a lot of weight to carry. So be mindful and be compassionate with yourself for that, and forgive yourself when you don't get it right. But you are moving into this blossoming phase. You are moving into this incredible time of fruition. It's everything you have laid down, everything that you've focused on, everything you've built, all of these mechanisms that you're using in your life to maintain balance, to bring love in, to bring light in, to bring healing to the world. And that's through people. In a sense, for me, everything you've done has reason and has power and has sowed those seeds and fed that energy. You're feeding the light, constantly feeding the light. And as you do that, this light brings things into focus, but also empowers them, empowers you and empowers your beliefs, empowers your dreams. So 3 have come out. I'm not going to take them. I'm going to try and just get 1 to finish. Be interesting. I might have time to do a quick channel, so it'll be interesting if the channel is in any way resonating with this. But it's about abundance. Abundance is coming in for you now. Abundance where you're able to connect with others. Abundance where you're able to focus and maybe do more study. Abundance that you've been working hard for and you've dug deep to get here. And it's yours, and you don't need to feel guilty for it. Mother Mary is... Oh, so many more. Mother Mary is bringing it to you. Mother Mary is delivering it. She's taking over and she's saying, it's yours. I'm going to help you get it. She wants you to have it. So if you have a connection with Mother Mary, do connect with her. because she's wanting you to have this abundance. She's wanting you to create out of the energy, she's creating real, tangible things for you. Real things that will benefit you in life. So we have Amber, awaken your creativity, gold. We are bringing golden energy into our lives. We're bringing abundant energy into our lives, and we're doing it through creativity. So you have to be creative with your mind, creative with your manifestation, creative with your affirmations, creative with all of these methods that you're doing, but also awaken your creativity. You are a creative being. You are here to learn the knack of creating whatever it is you want. So abundance, work that you love, relationships, sustainability. You are able to create everything as soon as you tune into this magical power that is within you. And we also have Auburn, which is ground yourself. And I'm taking this as well because it's number 11. 11 is the kind of the twin flame, but it's also a master number. It's manifesting. Anytime you see 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, it's a sign to yourself. Now you're creating, you're making things happen. It's a reminder, what are you thinking in that moment? So you're seeing a number plate in a car and you're going, okay, what was I thinking? Because that's the energy you're putting out. It's a kind of a note to self. Where were you? Where's your mind just a minute ago? Pay attention to what your thoughts are. Thoughts create things. Ground your energy. Make sure you're grounded. And that's what we're doing as well. We're creating from the energy. We're creating from this, the energy flow. And we're making something real. We're grounding it. We're making it on the earth. Tai Chi, heaven onto earth. Heaven and earth. That's the constant. We're the conduit between. So where the energy connects with us, we're the conduit grounding that energy into the earth. And we're also the conduit with the earth energy drawing that into us to make things happen, to feel grounded, to feel safe, to feel secure. And trees very much are strong. They are strong, they are stable, they have roots that go deep into the ground. So again, it's telling us, these little shoots will eventually grow into these strong, tall trees that we can rely on, that we can use, that we can help build. You can build homes with wood, you can build furniture, you can build bowls and plates and things to eat off. You can burn wood to create heat, to create fire, to cook. So it's telling us that we're building and we're grounding all of these things to sustain ourselves. So we're moving into this period of drawing to us that which will keep us strong and tall and growing with great strength and dependability for a long time. I have one more deck. Let me just take one more card. So we're going to the guides. That was Ina Segal. I'm doing a little course with Ina Segal, a little webinar tomorrow, 4-hour webinar on healing. So we'll see what little inspirations I get from that. Of course, I always bring everything I learn to my sessions. So hopefully I'll learn something new that might help you. Can we have one more card just to finish the read, please? One more card that brings everything together. Thank you, guides. You are so welcome to come in and help everyone who's watching. Connect with your guide, connect with your number one if you want. That's too many. Connect with your number one guide and bring them forward. And that will do you so much good. If you don't know how to do it, I do a session which is connect with your guide, meet your guide, if that interests you. But once you do, you need to keep that relationship going. You need to converse with that guide. You need to listen and follow the guidance as well. We have truth. Again, this is very much like the amber, isn't it? That inner flame. You have this inner flame, the higher self. So I see a person holding the candle. So maybe get in some candles in case the electric goes and you need some light. But this is the, I was suggesting the golden egg. Let's look at the golden egg story, kid's story, isn't it? The golden egg was the goose golden egg, something like that. But it is that inner light. It is that glowing egg within you, that inner light that you have, that fire inside of you, that passion. It doesn't go out. It's like the Olympic flame. It doesn't go out. So you are electric. You are a being of light. They've done experiments recently, and as soon as the body dies, as soon as someone passes, there's this light that goes. It's there in the physical when you're there, but when the person has left, it's the light that leaves. I think that's it. So, and it's your higher self. Connect to your higher self, and you know what is true for you. You know what road to follow. You know the guidance to follow. Again, it's just the gold. We're a lot of gold energy, a lot of yellow energy, a lot of inner light. The Empress, all the golden fields there, the abundance that's coming through. Golden fields here, sowing the seeds to bring forward this new light. And we have this, strength with this golden lion here. You have the strength of a lion. You have the courage of a lion. And lots of gold and red. Red is the base chakra, root chakra, rooting to the earth, rooting to create all of this. These roots that these tall trees have. And understanding that you are this creation being. This is your role. Perhaps this is why you're here, to learn how to create. And as Mother Mary said, you don't have to have it all figured out right now. One step, one intuition, one bit at a time. But April is action month, so this is the month to take some action on it. I hope that's helped. I hope it resonates. I hope some of these elements make sense to you. Feedback to me if you think you understand it in a different way, if something I said didn't quite hit the mark, but you know where it resonates with you. Do share it with people. Give us a like, subscribe. It really helps me, and means I can do more of these. The more people come in and subscribe, the more the channel runs itself, the algorithm improves, and then I can actually spend more time reading for you, which I would love to do. But that is the 7th of April and the most beautiful, beautiful spring day. I think tomorrow is actually going to be warmer. It's about 23 tomorrow, but I've sessions booked tomorrow. But maybe I'll get out at some point to soak in some of that sunshine. Watch me on Instagram. You'll find me on Facebook as well. And stay in touch. Give me a thumbs up just to say hi. It's always nice to know that you're there. But that's your read. So enjoy, and I will see you next week. Take care. Bye-bye.